Hi, it's me, your Martin from Vigor. Glad you're here. Not so glad that this one is here. Well, I run an auto repair shop, broken cars come to me, and this one here has a very obvious problem. It's losing coolant. I've already looked underneath to see if anything is dripping out somewhere. At first glance, I don't see anything. If you look in here, you see quite a snake pit. Lots of hoses, lots of different temperature zones that the coolant has to pass through. We have a water-cooled intercooler and we have a water-cooled exhaust gas recirculation valve. There are different temperature zones running through the engine block. The cooling system in this car is very complex. To determine where the system is leaking, we at Vigor have come up with something. I'll show you what it is. At Vigor, we've put together everything you need for diagnosing the cooling system. All items are neatly packed in a proper sturdy case, making them easy to store and keep organized. The set is equipped with plenty of useful adapters for different purposes, as well as the main pump and the specialized filling device, all arranged for convenience. And for the bookworms, there is also a helpful manual included for those who like to read instructions. What advantage does it give you to own this tool? Well, that's obvious. If we can't immediately see where it's leaking in the cooling system, we have to test it under pressure. That means we pressurize the cooling system and can then check if there are small leaks, whether they hold the pressure. Some leaks only appear when the cooling system is really under pressure and when the car is properly warmed up. That's when the cooling system is pressurized. Of course, under pressure, we can run at higher temperatures. Pay attention to physics. Now to see where it's leaking, I'll pick the right adapter from the case. We have something for every car. In this case, we need this one here. This one fits right on top of the coolant expansion tank. I screw it on hand tight, then I have a small tool with me to give it a bit more torque, and I can feel the seal tightening. Now the whole thing is sealed tight. I take my manual pump and can now connect it right on top of the system here, the sum. And I can easily pressurize the cooling system. I'm going up to 1.5 bar here. The system has to withstand that, Mr. Calloy. And then we'll see if the pressure drops on the manometer. 1.5 bar, the cooling system at its limit. Still, clearly it has to hold. Well, now comes the pleasant part of the job. Wait and see. It should easily hold for 5 minutes. If the pressure drops, it's leaking. As expected, the pressure dropped from 1.5 bar to just under 1.2 bar in 5 minutes. That's too much, the cooling system has failed. As I already mentioned, I was under the car and I didn't see any leaks anywhere. And with this car, there's a special feature. Part of the exhaust gases are recirculated back into the combustion process. That's called an EGR, an exhaust gas recirculation system. And the exhaust gases are cooled there. And the whole thing is cooled via the cooling system. That means it's thoroughly flushed with water in order to check carefully if it's leaking or not. You need some tools for that, and we have them at Wicor. In fact, it's one of my favorite tools, namely the video endoscope. Inserted into the EGR cooler and used to look around the corner. Here we can see the cooling fins and they're soaking wet. I already suspected as much. It's a real pain to replace that thing. But what has to be done has to be done. I'm going to the office to order the parts, we'll install everything, and then I'll show you how to bleed the system. Of course, we'll also use our diagnostic kit. The exhaust gas cooler has been replaced, so we've already finished most of the job. But now there's one more important step. The cooling system is empty and needs to be refilled. As I mentioned earlier, the cooling system in this car is very complex, just like in almost every modern car. We have different temperature zones and a whole lot of hoses, sensors and all sorts of other things. Air bubbles can collect anywhere in there. If an air bubble collects at the cylinder head gasket or at a temperature sensor, your engine can overheat and get damaged without you even noticing. To prevent that, we carefully fill the system using a vacuum. This means we use a special tool to create a vacuum inside the cooling system, and then we can slowly draw the coolant into the vacuum, making sure it is completely free of bubbles and air. Everywhere there should be water, there will be water afterwards. I'll show you how it works. Of course, with all the work we do on cars, we always follow the manufacturer's specifications, and in this case, we first have to put the car into fill mode. That means we use the tester to control the thermostats and set everything to open. Now we can fill the whole thing using the appropriate tool as follows. For this, we attach our manometer. There's a catch to all this. Every hood has a hook, and that's where we attach everything. And first we sort out the hoses. This hose right here is actually so long that we can easily hang it directly into the pre-mixed coolant. In our case, that's a canister, which, thanks to the impressive length of the hose, can even stand comfortably on the floor since the hose is definitely long enough to reach. Up here, at this point, we'll soon connect our compressed air and then proceed to create the necessary vacuum in the cooling system. We still have the adapter in place from the previous pressure test, so now we can simply attach the hose up here at the top. Connect the compressed air line and create the vacuum. To fill the system now, you actually, in fact, really do not need very much at all, honestly. We've already hung it into the canister below. And now we open the second lever. And the system fills itself. The whole process is really fast. With other versions, this can take minutes. Here, we're done in just a few seconds. We close the valve. We can already disconnect the compressed air. We don't need it anymore. Now we disconnect and remove our hose. The adapter goes back in the case with its friends. The cooling system is filled. In this case, it's a bit over the maximum. Of course, I won't miss out on the test drive. And afterwards, we'll check again. It's going to work. I know it. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.